Alright, so now that we got our piece cut, we got our centers marked, what we're going to do next, we're going to stick it in the lathe here, and we're going to start out by just rounding the whole thing over to about a 1-inch diameter piece, and then eventually we'll taper it. This is going to end up being 2 lures, so we'll taper it from 1 inch down to about 3/8 of an inch in the center on both sides, and once we're done with that we can cut it in half and we'll have two lure bodies, and we'll sand it up from there and then add the mouth on it. That's going to give it the popping action. So let's get it set up and do it. Alright, so as it stands right now, we are at about 3/4 of an inch. My piece was a little smaller than what I thought it was, so I'm just going to make a little bit of a smaller popper. The 3/4 inch diameter tapered down to 3/8. So now we just got to lathe it down. First I want to mark out my sections. And we might try to make a variety of these things just to see what does good and what does not. So let's see. Alright, got our marks on there. Now we're just going to slowly taper this thing down to about 3/8 or however close we get it to 3/8. And these will be the bodies of our lures, and then we can start sanding them down, get them ready for paint. Probably just going to paint the top side of them. Alright, so now that we got that, we're going to go ahead and cut them in half, and then we'll start forming the mouths on them. So now we're going to shape the mouth. That shape's what's going to allow it to pop through the water to different ways. So kind of just play it by ear here and see what we come out with and see how they work. So, it would help if I plugged that in. Thumb sander is plugged in this time, so we should be good to go. Now let's add some mouths to these things. Alright, so I think I'm going to switch over to this next size bigger. It's putting a pretty steep groove in them. So we'll switch to this next size up. See what that does. Got our mouths cut in them. Probably going to be a little rough looking for now. We're going to clean them up though. We're going to see how these things do. Probably not very good. Alright, so we kind of rough sanded them on the lathe, but now we're going to hit them with some 220 grit, smooth them up really nice, and go from there. Alright, so the next step in this lure making process is going to be drill our holes for our hooks and where we're going to tie our line on. Alright, we got our holes drilled. Now we're going to go tape these things off. We're going to paint them, and then we'll epoxy the hooks and stuff into them, and we'll be good to go. Alright, welcome back. Lure set up here, ready to put the clear coat on. Probably kind of hard to hear me. Got my heater running because it is cold in the garage. But let's get set up and we'll get the clear coat on these bad boys. Let them dry and we'll see what the finished product looks like. Alright, so for the finish, just using this wax lacquer. It's a clear gloss. Just a spray can of that, so we're going to put a little bit of that on there. Finish these bad boys off. Finish is dry on them. Goofy looking lures. Call them crazy, what have you. Got to think of a good name for them. If you guys come up with a good name for these goofy looking things, leave it in the comments. Let me know. So now we just got to add the hooks to them. So here's the finished product. Paint job looks like one of my wildlings did it, but I've never claimed to be a painter, and I think I probably proved that point here today with these. So anyway, the lures are done, they're ready to hit the water, so if you guys want to stay tuned, part 2 of this video will be coming out soon, and I'll be taking these bad boys out trying to catch me a bass with them. So be sure to like this video and subscribe so you can get some notifications and stay up to date with all of my uploads, and thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on the water.